Okay, so I can show you the architecture basically. What is the basic requirement for that clustering and always on basically? Okay, I think they have not added shared drive and the one NIC port basically for the heartbeat connection. Sorry. So let's open that PPT. Clustering, clustering, clustering. Okay, so basic, this is the architecture for active passive. Okay, in that we required basically, let's start with that notepad or paint. That is easy. Okay, so for clustering, we required first two node with the same hardware basically. Okay, so this is a box basically, A and B. Okay, and we need two NIC card here. First, two NIC card, we can say that, oh, different one. One for this heartbeat connection. Okay, we can write later. Okay, and one we required a storage. Basically, we can see like a storage this one, and this IP connect to this here and this here, and or anything not. Okay, so basically this is about SQL Server. Oh, what happened? SQL Server. Oh, something wrong. Just a minute. Let's me close some SQL Server services here first. Oh, setting why?
Hello, Swalesh. That clustering is not yet completed, na?
Yes, basically I asked data center team basically. So they have told me we don't have facility to provide SAN storage basically. Okay, they
Okay.
created a VM. So I was trying just from my side for using that iSCSI and all, but
Hmm.
that is not succeeded. So I just reply them because to check from their side, but they have not added any heartbeat connection and a storage basically. I asked for 33 and 34 to add. So I'm just
So
showing them basic.
yeah, so what if once cluster is setup is completed, then let's come back on this.
Yeah, but basically I'm just showing about the architecture of the basically Windows and then SQL. Okay, and then we can go with that SQL Server part. Okay,
Yeah,
basically
that's
this is a basic requirement. Basically, if we get any requirement for clustering. Okay, so being a DBA, where and how to approach that. So basically, we go to the server team or Wintel team to ask that please create one Windows cluster for the SQL Server. So we require two instances A and B basically. Okay.
okay.
Yes, I'm just showing you basically like as a standard basically. Okay, and here we can let text to that is SRVR A. Okay, and second one is SRVR B. Okay, sorry. So we have a two server. This is a Windows server first. Okay, along with two NIC cards. NIC cards means network interface card. Okay, so NIC one. Maybe this series is 10.10.0.5. Okay, same NIC card required on that for hardware kernel B. On the B side, we can say that like NIC. This is for this one, okay, and the IP address would be 10.10.0.6 in the same VLAN. This is for heartbeat connection, okay. Second, we required SQL Server and Windows, sorry, SQL Server storing all the data in the sandbox basically on blob storage, whatever. So this is our storage, okay. Remote or shared storage, we can say shared storage. And next here is NIC 2. um, okay, sorry. NIC 2, let's IP is 192.168.0.5. Okay, and here we required for NIC 2 for 192.168.0.6. And sorry, I missed here. We need here of switches basically. That's an architecture. This is a switch. Okay, this is a switch, and we can erase that one with okay. And this is connected with the switch, the SAN storage. And here is one NIC card for this storage NIC one, or we can say whatever two or three what on the storage side. So we can see that this VLAN, but basically 192 ones. NIC VLAN is 192.168.0.7. Let's example. Okay. So basically this is the architecture. We need here Windows cluster on the top of this named like we can see. Okay. Now we need here Windows cluster with the IP. Okay. Wing cluster. It is an object basically, the domain object, and we required here IP on this series basically. Uh, these are yeah, this series 92. Okay, 192.168.0 dot let's 10. Okay, this is for Windows cluster, and one IP required for SQL cluster that will we can say that listener or VLSQL or yeah VLSQL we can say that. So that will for application basically which is connecting on this. Okay, that is S on falling on SNI. This is SQL, VNSQL, VSQL, SQL name, yeah. SQL cluster name. Uh-oh. From a started system is not with me, basically. It's very slow. Uh, That is SQL cluster 192.168.0.11. Okay. So this type of architecture we required for SQL Server cluster with just NIC and IP addresses. So we can count that IP address 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 IP. Minimum 7 IP required for active passive cluster. And Windows team will create all these things. We have to just create SQL cluster. Sorry, SQL cluster. So for SQL cluster, if Windows cluster working fine, we see here. Let's system here. Hmm, That is we have a failover cluster manager. Think so, yeah. So here we get one. Let's try to create one without SAN with the IP address. Sorry. Okay. Let's. So I'm trying just I talk with that server team. They have provided me na IP. Basically, you can try that one also. Let's add here. Sorry. This is 34 or 35, I think. Let's start. No, let's check that IP first. This is 34. Okay. So 34. Yeah. Add. Okay. Now the cluster name we can say uh, Win cluster, Wincus, and the IP range will totally different here. That is on 0. That is 122. They are saying it will work. I think so. They have binded something. No, still not. Oh. So this is basically part of Windows. Basically, Windows team can do that, and we get here the win. We can say that Windows cluster name, node and all, and then we can just install from the SQL server side that this exe basically desktop, and this feature will enable here basically if cluster is on. Sorry, this, see, this is grayed out basically. We don't have a cluster, this is not detecting the Windows cluster, that's why. So we can start from here the active node or then the passive node. So this is about that basically Windows clustering or SQL clustering. We can move all the data basically on data file, log file, and quorum disk. Quorum disk is basically for that failover settings, that is node majority and disk majority we have. So that we have to set there. So this is whole about that SQL server clustering and nothing else. Yeah. If you question, you can just ask. I can explain. Yeah, Gopal and Manu.
That's fine.
Okay. So this is basically about the clustering. This is not a basic tough task, but we are not able to create here Windows basic cluster. Okay, that's why I will ask them basically again and check later. And about that HADR. Okay, so HADR we can perform basically here the architecture. Basically, we can create a standalone server as well in cluster. We can say that. So for cluster, we require the same thing. We need to create a one Windows cluster without SAN storage basically. Okay, there we do not require a SAN storage, but we require a Windows cluster. In cluster, we can add multiple nodes for that always on. Okay, and then we have to just perform activity on database level. Clustering is SQL Server clustering is on. We can say that this is on server level basically. Okay, active passive or active active, this is server level, but always on is on database level. We have to just create one availability group, and then we have to just map the database that we use as a HADR. Basically we can create a sync and sync database as a DR, multiple data center or multiple zone we can just add there. Okay, this is all about that this is about the DAG, multiple data center, multiple availability group. You can just merge here using that DAG facility, but we required clustering basically. All the database server in the cluster basically. One cluster, this is one cluster or this is another cluster. So we can just map with that primary to primary. And we require two listeners basically. In DAG, we require two listener at least from the both the data center or both the data zone. See, totally both the terminologies be totally different. Clustering and high availability is disaster recovery, basically HADR.
So what is the difference between this availability group and this two cluster DAG? Like which scenario this DAG will be used?
Yeah. So main simple cluster that we can say that we have one cluster like XYZ in domain. Okay. And we have created one availability group using one database like demo. Okay. So we can in single dom a single means we can say database availability group in, we are just using one database or multiple database in a ability group. Okay, but if we have a multiple domain basically, okay, more than two domains. Okay, just like we can say that we have a HP and we have a Dell. Okay, so Dell have already ability group and HP have already ability group, but we are just get a requirement. We have to just merge all the data and get the reports, or we have just implement new application on that, on the top of this two clusters. Okay, so we have already two listeners, that is working fine. Just we have to enable that DAG facilities. Okay, data distributed availability group, and we have to just connect with that both the primary servers in that. Means that we have to just let's an example how can the server. This is okay. So here we have already, let's say, minimize that. These are no different steps, basically the same step we have to just perform. Okay. So this is about uh, database level. So we have just create here that availability group here first, okay, and then we have to just pass the listeners. We can say, okay, let's create from here. And this is external means we can say that other cluster. If you have a already cluster, we can get the cluster name here. None means nothing. Okay, standalone server. We can say that. Let's see this. Replicas 35. 35 is not working yesterday. Just 33. No, it is not in. So 35. Let's see. Okay. Backup preferences. Secondary only. Listeners. So we have to just add here multiple listeners basically in a DAG. This is basically this is different than data availability group, and DAG is distributed availability group. So in the same setup, we require two listeners, nothing else.
Nahi, I mean, what is the use to the application of this DG? Are you saying that application will connect to multiple listener? Are we saying is it for the
No,
load
basically that
balancing?
basically DAG is introduced if one listener is goes down. Okay,
Mhm.
means let's see our one data center goes totally goes down. So how can achieve that? Basically geo replication type activity. In Azure, we get the geo replication. If one zone is goes down, we get the same data on different zone in Azure. So to achieve that, if the one data center is goes down, we get we application will not go get down after that. We will still connected to the data center B and with the same data,
So in a
with the same listener.
normal AG setup also the secondary we can create in a geo data center, right?
Yeah,
So
you are using
go
as a
to the
read only
PPT
replica there. Hmm?
If you can go to the diagram, we'll discuss there.
diagram.
Yeah.
In this, the AG1 what you have primary and secondary. I can have
Mm-hmm.
primary in London, secondary I can have in India. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
AG1.
Yes. Yes.
So here also I'm achieving that GeoDR. From SQL listener to it is going to SQL listener to two listener we are configuring for one database. This database is part of DAG. Now is the
Mm-hmm.
connection is going to both can go to both the listeners or
No, that is the first one. That is we have to just set that routing list there. Okay. If you are set the routing list to direct to the one listener first, na, that is to go there. If we have changed the routing list as setting that 30% here and 30% there, then we can distribute that the connections and all. Basically, this is about distribution of the databases and load also. But in case we lost the data center AG1, then we all the connection rerouted to the AG2. If we have not routed any routing list, enable any routing list, but there is a facility we can write a routing list. We are just distributing the load between all the zones basically. If let's Middle East come to that India, rest of Western zone will go to the UK or US data center. So we can just write a routing list inside that the table.
So data remains sync between AG1
Yes.
and AG2
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if
Basic.
when once
Yeah.
complete AG1 is gone, AG2 can take it over. And the other
Yes.
purpose, I think, which is mentioned about the data center migration here.
Yes. Yes. See, there's a cluster one, cluster two. So that's it will work as a clustering also. If you are not building on cluster, then it will work as a database availability group, not a server level availability group.
So
They
how
are two
the
term.
data in cluster A will be in sync with the data in cluster B and vice versa? Here,
We
both
can,
clusters, it's a distributed system, so data can be written in either of four servers, right?
yeah,
Or
like this
maybe
one.
primary first server and secondary first server.
See, like this, we can also use that one. So this is, uh, just a minute. So your
Okay.
question is about that we can just syncing that databases. So in this scenario, basically, na, we have to just map one we can say databases to this database server basically. Then we can sync all these the databases. But in this scenario, that is DAG is na, basically this is for load distributions, and we can say that HADR facilities for application side, not a database level. We get this is a server level clustering, not a database level clustering. If you
Okay.
want, then you can just map this data DAG to this system. This is easy to connect or configure. You can add also. You can implement log shipping between that, replication between that.
Okay. So what if we perform a transaction in one database, and
Mm-hmm.
if another user comes and takes a report, it's an open OLTP environment, takes the
Mm-hmm.
data, and there is sync, let's say there is a 5-second delay, so
Mm-hmm.
immediately he will not find the same data there.
Yes, not because of the network latencies and all.
So in banking system we cannot use this,
No.
because the transaction will not, it will be incomplete and the data will become inconsistent in this case.
Yeah. So for reporting anywhere in the banking system,
Mm.
we can just see the one day of data basically. Okay. The historical data we have to go with the different tables, different module basically. Or if there's a time consuming any queries reports, they will ask to via mail basically. You can open the network and net banking of HDFC Bank. You can see if you want a 1 month of data, it will show that we will send you via email, or 5 months data we will send you via email. You can just download current month or current 15 days of data on that logging page in tabular format. Yeah.
So in this case here only one of the system is primary and rest all three are reporting servers.
No, here we have two data center, na? Basically A and B. So here is also a primary. We have already listened. See, let's say scenario. Basically, we can just pause this one. Let's see. I am just hiding this one. The simple one, we can say that. Oh, let's see. We have this only data center B. Okay, we have created one cluster on database level. Okay, we have just syncing couple of data, replicating couple of data to the this node. And same scenario, we have a cluster B. So
Okay,
the
so
database
let's take,
data is.
yeah, yeah, let's take the example of cluster A. Let's
Mhm,
forget this, like cluster
mhm,
B, you know. So
mhm,
in cluster A, once we have configured this, there is a cluster, a configuration.
mhm.
So between primary and secondary, how is the data being synced? Is it using availability group or is it cluster uh, always on? How is it syncing between this? Which technology we are using between primary and secondary of AG1?
AG1, it is using that database availability group here.
So can we say that there are two types of always on? One is clustering always on and one is standalone availability group always on. Is it like that?
Yeah, totally different. Yeah, we can just say three. We can say that, not two, three. Let's an example. First, uh, let's see here. Let's forget about the cluster. Okay, this is totally DMZ workgroup database. Okay, we have A or B. This is not in domain. So this is one. This is on database level availability group. We can implement. We create AG here, and we can sync or async data to the B server. This is one scenario.
Okay.
Second one, we have a Windows cluster only. So A or B server is a part of domain only. Okay, this is a member of domain only, and we are going to implement here high abilities on database level, and it depend on that failover. So in that we can keep one database here in different data center as a DR, like this scenario. Let's see, this one will work.
But in
This one,
cluster also, we will be having separate disks on both
yes,
servers.
yes. This is persistent disk. This is not dependent on shared storage or NAS storage. We can say that is
So
not dependent on.
if we say this DC, है ना, it has
Yes,
primary and secondary in not DR,
yes,
only DC first one.
yes. First DC.
So primary and secondary both are having separate disks,
Yes, separate disk.
and these are using which technology to sync?
That is data
S.
stability group. That is mirroring features. Endpoint we have to just create, and they are sending data to the secondaries and DR system.
So we will use not use always on. We will use mirroring here.
No, that terminology of mirroring, but this is a always on, and
Huh?
we create that AG group, and then we create an endpoint in data stability group. So that will work to syncing the data from primary to secondary and DR.
No, go into the previous slide.
Okay, this is first one. This is
No,
about DAG.
no,
This is
the
this.
slide after this, huh, this one.
Yeah,
Let's
this
see
is
this.
traditional. Hmm.
So this DC, there are two nodes, primary and secondary, both are in cluster, right?
Yes,
है ना? And in DR there are two secondary. Are these in cluster?
yes. Also, this is single cluster, multiple data center. Let's see. This is in Mumbai. This is in Gurgaon, but
Okay.
same domain. Yeah.
So all these four server have separate disks,
Yes, totally independent disk. Yeah, persistent disk.
independent disk.
Yeah.
So which technology are we using here in among primary and secondary, and which technology among DC to DR?
This totally the same. That is database availability group. That is always on database availability group.
So in a cluster among the data among the servers, we create the same availability group only to configure always on. है ना?
Yes.
Okay. So either the servers are in cluster or they are in not in cluster, है ना? Independent.
Yeah.
In all everywhere we will use normal always on availability group
Yeah,
only.
that is always on. But this is basically there is a different type of we can say environment. Na? That's we have an example. We are not in domain. Just we are just going for a normal we can say that normal training center or data center, sorry, high school data sorry we can say that lab. So we can just create a standalone server, and we can implement HADR. That is database
HDR. And
availability. Yeah,
if we are
availability.
in and if we are in domain, then also the same.
The same. But the
Okay.
dependencies we need a Windows cluster if you ever to create, or else we can just add that.
No, no. Again, see, what I'm confusing is the Windows
Hmm.
cluster. See, if it is using always on, so it has nothing to do with cluster. Either we have
Yes,
the cluster or we don't have the cluster. It doesn't
yes,
matter. We have to create always on only.
yeah. When it's released the
Availability
16,
group.
that is also confusing for us in 2016 server. Okay, but
Mhm.
we don't being a DB, we do not focus on Windows cluster basically. This is just a container only. This is a part of this domain or cluster.
If we go on previous slide, uh, No, no. Slide number 4.
Yeah, this is about DAG.
Okay.
This is a new facility introduced in 17, DAG, Distributed Availability Group. So
Okay.
we have a three features we can say that, or functionality we get through the SQL Server is one is a standalone clustering, sorry, standalone HADR with the
Hmm.
cluster or with the DAG. But
Okay.
we are doing always on availability group only. That is on totally database level, not depending on that container and we can say the cluster or domain and all. We just
Okay.
perform on database level always on availability group. We just
Okay.
add the
Now,
database. Hmm.
now let's take example one by one. है ना?
Hmm.
First example is that if there are two servers in maybe a work group or maybe
Hmm.
a DMZ, है ना? Or
Hmm.
maybe standalone server in the same domain. In these scenarios, we will use availability group to sync the data, and there will be persistent disks.
Yes, persistent.
Second scenario is, let's say we have a two node cluster.
Hmm.
है ना? So we will have the same navigation, everything will be same. We will create the failover group if they are
Hmm.
persistent disks.
Yes.
Okay. And now let's say there is a cluster with the shared disk. Is
No,
do
in always on not allow
Okay.
shared
So it will always be separate disks.
persistent. Yeah,
Then
separate
why
disk.
do
This
we
is
say that there are two type of always on? One is clustering always on, and one is non-clustered all. What does that mean? One is
that is best.
availability group, and one is that cluster failover CFI, something like that. What does
Yeah,
that
yeah.
mean?
Basically, Windows cluster, not cluster. Basically, that is for we can configure that their quorum, not a quorum. Basically, we have just mounting one drive folder to work as a quorum in Windows in always on availability group cluster. We are not assigning any quorum MSDTC. Two features, two services is not required in always on availability group clustering. That is totally
Can
different. We
you
just
elaborate on that one, wherein it says
see
cluster failover? It doesn't use availability group, but it use cluster failover. What does that mean?
yeah. Cluster failover means if we have enabled that quorum on the file system, basically, na DC file system sharing. Okay, this is file sharing majority basically. So basically that will fail the whole. Let's example here that that this one. Okay, so here we can say that. Okay, in this scenario we have two data center, na? Let's A and B. Okay, and we are mapping all these databases to four system distributing.
But
Okay,
these are not in cluster. All these four have persistent disks. Cluster means
yeah.
shared disk, right?
Yes, but it is not SQL cluster, it is Windows cluster.
So
WFSC.
Mhm.
See here. Single Windows failover cluster. This is basically not a SQL level. So always on not support shared disk basically. It is basically in cluster we have a drawback. If the SAN is down, none of system is come up. Okay, the totally 100% down. So to avoid this, Microsoft design like this, we will keep data persistently and mimic in a cluster basically for failover. So failover done automatically by the Windows cluster, or we can just do, we can say that we can change the role manually in the always availability group.
Okay.
Like that, we can say that that Windows is not working. Na? Basically, and just I show you that how can
I still have
it's
a lot
not
of
like
confusion in this topic. I'm not very clear.
yeah. Basically,
And
there's
this is
three.
the
Three
yeah, and
I,
this is the scenario which will come to us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically, this will basically this is traditional. This is very frequently. Okay, this is depend on multiple data centers or multiple applications. So this is very few coming. I think in 2018 we have requirement with Hexaware technology in Gurgaon. Yeah. They have asked first time about this technology. How can we configure, and that time Microsoft introduced this DAG facilities in SQL Server 2016.
Yesterday when we are discussing, that was standalone. Like
Mm-hmm.
I have demo test one DB, whatever DBs we created. Availability
Mm-hmm.
group is a virtual group name. I'm gonna put all that 5 DBs in that
Mm-hmm.
SQL Server instance into the
Yes.
AG1. That's a
Yes, AG1.
standalone we were discussing, and we were while
Yes.
deploying, we were selecting external as the option, right?
Yes.
And you
Mm-hmm.
said there are three options: external, none, and cluster.
And cluster. Yes.
Because we do not have a cluster setup for the Windows because
Mm-hmm.
of the lab we do not have, so we were using external.
Yes.
That is a
Mm-hmm.
completely standalone where I am
Mm-hmm.
creating one primary and I can have 5 replicas based on standard edition. We are having one replica there.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Till that it is
Right.
fine. Now when we
Yes.
move, when
Right.
you're showing about the Windows failover cluster and with the
Mm-hmm.
AG, DAG is the
Mm-hmm.
third level or fourth level, whatever. But before this itself, I'm not clear difference between the standalone and the Windows cluster always on.
Okay.
The first one, I mean the below before this one. So here, okay, first
Mm-hmm.
thing again, what is the difference between external and none?
Yeah.
If I
External means
select
any.
none,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
External means any third party. We can say that third party using any tool. Okay. Ta, 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 ta.
yesterday you were deploying, that was you are using external there.
Yes. See here. In 17 they need to introduce and Linux also. Okay. This is about
Yeah.
that
Now
external.
here there are three types of cluster. Huh, let's
Okay.
see this.
So Windows failover cluster, it is instance level SQL Server below the Windows failover cluster hybrid disaster recovery apply on all the versions basically. So this is about using that Windows cluster for failover, automatic failover with the file sharing uh, settings. Okay. This is for Windows cluster. If you don't have a Windows cluster, it will not go automatic failover that instances basically. But
But in
on
this
Windows,
case, there will be a
mhm,
shared disk, right?
no, no share
Windows
disk, only persistent disk.
only processes. So, okay,
Yes, that is a
I
different
cannot.
in always on clustering. This is name is the same, but it is difference here. SQL Server clustering support share disk. Always on support persistent disk. If you are creating on cluster, you are creating on non-cluster, whatever. That is difference.
This
Main
So I
actually
difference.
think yesterday
Windows
we were
first
supposed to
one I
use
am not
none
clear with.
actually.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Okay.
Gopal.
Yeah, Gopal, you are just saying something.
No, I'm saying yesterday when we were doing a deployment of availability
Mm-hmm.
group, that looks to be by the statement it should be none because there is no external cluster like pacemaker anything, and there was not even a Windows failure cluster. We were doing on a standalone DB availability group setup which will have one primary, one replica using none because there is no
Yes.
cluster at all.
Yeah, not cluster anymore. Yes. So
Now
we have to just
external is something when Windows also not there something, we do not have that case. So none,
yes.
I got it where there is no. Now when we come to the first point, which is Windows Server Failover Clustering,
Mm-hmm.
WSFC.
Yes.
Here this two server first we were yesterday we are enabling that failover clustering, right, from
Mm-hmm.
configuration. Failover
Mm-hmm.
cluster we need to build it. We need to say these two Windows machines are part of a failover cluster, Windows clustering, and
Mm-hmm.
on top of these two machines, we are setting up a AG. Under that early group, I have 4, 5, whatever databases. Now,
Mm-hmm.
switch over everything what we can do from DB level from AG. But
Yes.
at the server level, we have a
Mm-hmm.
clustering technology which is being set up by Windows. So in
Mm-hmm.
any case, my AG goes down on this server or this server goes down on other server of the Windows plus failover clustering will work and we can bring up the DBs there. Is that my understanding correct, or
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have
right, right. Yeah, right, right. Then yeah, right. Perfect.
now? But you are showing some 2, 3 different diagrams now
Yeah,
with this
this is
statement.
basically the requirement. Yeah, basically for requirement. Basically, we get this is our traditional SQL Server availability group setting normally. Okay, in any
Traditional
data
means
center.
what?
So
You are
basically,
saying a Windows failure clustering or what? What
Windows
does it mean
failover
traditional?
clustering.
Okay,
Windows failover clustering on Windows failover clustering.
okay. So this is having one primary and two replicas. Is that correct? The first diagram.
Yes, yes,
One is secondary within the same DC, and one is maybe, let's say, GODR. So that is a second secondary. Okay, this is, and the second in this, the second server is having only one secondary. So these two both are part of a one box which is called single WSC. So it's a Windows
yes.
failover cluster data center. Okay.
Cluster, yes.
The below diagram, primary data center,
Yeah, same,
the
basically same, but
same thing.
yeah, same thing.
Okay, same thing. Secondary, secondary.
This is here written only, that is ability group we have created on
Everything.
database level. Yeah.
Yeah, this is clear to me. This diagram.
Yeah. So
Manu,
this
you
is
have Manu. Let's you also first, because I think this is the first thing. Uh,
This
what
is
we have
clear.
set up
This
right
is
in our environment. This
yeah.
is what.
This is very straightforward. With individual
mhm,
nodes having
Uh,
persistent disks, there is no
yes,
cluster, and we will have only one primary at a time. Rest all
yes,
uh,
others will be in sync, and they can be in read only or recovery mode.
yes.
And
So
only
asynchronized,
ah,
yeah, asynchronized you are just in recovery mode, and
uh,
synchronized means we can just read the data. So we can,
read that.
the benefit is here of always on, we can read the secondary also. That is we are not doing in mirroring. You
So,
remember that
but
about
we
the mirroring?
cannot. Yeah, but we cannot. This is not a distributed system.
No, this
है
is
ना?
not. That is different one.
Not.
That is different one.
So
That is
this
different.
is scenario number one.
Yes.
Now scenario number two, how clustering is introduced, or how what is the combination of clustering plus always on? What is that setup?
So this is the clustering, na, basically. Without clustering, you can use a standalone server. The first scenario. Second is that with the cluster, and third is the DAG. There are three scenario here to implementing always on.
Okay, so let's
Without
say
domain, with the domain and the DAG.
okay, let's say you are saying that first DC, this is a
Mhm.
cluster with
Yes,
persistent disks. So,
yes.
but there will be a quorum disk, you know, that which will check the
No, there is
heartbeat
a
and all.
file sharing,
Uh, that
file sharing.
quorum file will be there,
Yes,
which will check the heartbeat as a cluster do, and
yes.
but that quorum will be a shared file, right?
Yeah, here is the quorum is as a, working as a basically file sharing. Yeah, file sharing.
File sharing, you know.
one
Now,
one folder share on DC side, and that is mapped to the active directory group. Yeah, that is
okay,
locking all the logs about this DC systems.
and that will always be a failover cluster, not an active cluster.
No, this is an active cluster, not a failover cluster.
Which one?
You know, because we are writing data here. Active passive cluster different one. Here, this is not. This is only a, we have a failover Windows cluster, not a database cluster. Here in SQL, we
No,
are
but
discussing about.
but yeah, but SQL Server point of view, it is active passive.
Yeah, not active passive. No, that is this. We are in active passive. We are sharing the data with the two nodes. But here we have a data on primary as well on secondary. It is totally persistent, not a shared
yeah,
Okay,
but
data.
okay, so
That is,
it's
yeah.
not a cluster actually.
Shailesh,
Database.
Hmm.
we understand passive means it is not open for read write. It is, we are just sending the data for replication. You can read
Okay.
it, but you cannot write it. That the
Okay.
passive
Okay.
word.
So I'm
If
saying
I
that
say
basically
active
because of
active, it
passive
should
means
be
we are active passive means that we are using that same storage to read basically data and write the data. That's so okay.
See, if we are
Okay.
saying failover, it means only one is working. If you
Yes.
know, if failover means it is active passive. You know, we are failing over to the different node. It means one is active and one is passive. That is the reason we are doing a failover.
Yeah.
And if it is active, no question of failover because both are active. One goes down, second is also active.
Yeah. So this is in synchronized. Okay. That is it will act as a primary, and this is act as a secondary. But DR has no impact on that.
Yeah, but here, if first one is in cluster, then
Mhm.
persistent disk, and we are doing this. So,
Yeah.
like, okay, so what does it that mean that while configuring, we just need to use that as cluster, and we need to provide the cluster details over there.
correct.
No,
So
है ना?
basically in application side would not require any because basically this is
No, not
totally.
application. Okay.
Mhm.
And
While
basically,
configuring, while
application will use that same listener we were creating yesterday,
yes, yes,
right?
same listener,
Now, and
yes,
all the connection will come to primary. It's Manu, it's
yes,
like we have two Oracle standbys for one primary DB. One is it in between Powergrid KGC and one is in Amsterdam. And here, but it is not active because it's not a rack. So it's all active passive. Now it means like one primary and two secondary. It means two replica. Now in a case of just primary goes down, the first secondary which is in the same data center, this can also turn to a primary. But if full DC goes down, we have one secondary also which is across far away, 500 kilometers away, which is for GODR. We have one more server. So
yeah,
yes,
but
three
in Oracle,
servers, three servers, all three part of Windows failover cluster.
yes, same domain, same cluster.
yeah, no, not all three parts of failover cluster. First and second are part of cluster, and third one is not part of cluster.
We have not seen the practical, but it shows the
Ah,
box shows the all three cover under the one already, right? So
Yes,
if
see,
third is
single
not part
cluster.
of cluster, then how you will add that particular secondary into the availability group? Because this is a failure cluster, then it
Mano,
becomes a
see here,
standalone
this diagram shows this is a single failover cluster across two data center.
cluster data center.
okay.
Simply, so we can add many instances from data center in a single cluster. We can add, and we can
So,
implement that.
what is the difference between a failover cluster using availability group or without failover cluster standalone availability group? How will that make a difference?
The right
Only
question.
with
Mhm.
what I understand is with server failover cluster, only their automatic failover feature is added on. Is that
But
right?
yes, right.
And with standalone,
Nothing.
there is no automatic failover. Rest
We have
other architecture is same.
yes, we have to just go to the change the role manually. We have to just change the role manually on the dashboard.
Okay, now it
Study we
makes
have done the
sense.
same. Just we can just see the dashboard now
No,
where we have
leave this. Actually, we want to understand the theoretical
okay,
architecture. Practical, we
okay,
will
okay,
do it, but
okay, okay.
theoretically,
Here we get an one dashboard. Here we can see a dashboard. See the dashboard. Okay. So without cluster, we have to just go to this dashboard and we have to just change the role here. Win tab here. We are just changing the role primary to secondary, secondary to primary. Nothing else. But in failover cluster, it will be done by the file sharing, uh, file sharing quorum. It will do automatic failover. That is different or cluster or non-cluster.
okay.
Rest we are doing on database level only. See, we are not working here. We are just adding here the databases only. So rest the database is a part of ability group that will be failover or that will be in sync. Rest is work as a standalone server.
Okay, so in this case, let's say if we have two servers across data center in two
Mm-hmm,
data centers, so we can
mm-hmm.
create a Windows cluster among them.
Two data center, yes. The same domain we can create add that one.
Okay, we can create a Windows cluster and then we can create an availability group among them and set
Mm,
up this
yes,
always
yes,
on there.
yes.
Okay,
Always on.
okay. So there are two scenarios we need to practice. One is
Yes,
standalone,
yes,
which we have already done. One is the cluster one, which you will configure once the setup is complete. You can do that
yes,
later
yes,
as well, huh? Fine.
yes, yeah.
One doubt, Salish, I am coming back to the standalone always AG, which we are doing yesterday. So we have
Mm-hmm.
two machines, 134 and 135, where we were
Yes,
setting this.
yes,
These two machines could be anywhere. Like I could be have
yes.
one in India, one London. Okay. Only
Anywhere,
thing
yeah.
is I do not have a underlying Windows failure cluster here. I'm set. I
Mm-hmm,
have two different sequels of machines. One setting is different DC, one different DC anywhere in the world. I'm
mm-hmm,
setting a standalone where you are setting a none and setting a
mm-hmm,
AG there. And
mm-hmm,
one side is primary, one side replica. I mean, one replica or maximum five.
mm-hmm.
And anytime if I have to make the other site as a primary, I need to manually go and do it and say that, okay, this I'll do a switch over. This will become a primary. This will become. So only
Yes.
thing. I do not have a underlying clustering technology from at the OS level, which is
Yes.
helping me to do a automatic failover in case of any disaster recovery scenario.
Yes. Right.
Any other thing which is, or I would say any other feature of SQL, Windows failover clustering technology, which we are not getting with the standalone.
Yeah, yeah. I think we are on the same page now.
Hmm.
Hmm.
These are the two scenarios. Now there is also a third scenario, of DAG.
DAG is third.
DAG.
I thought first let's get the doubts
Huh.
clarified about standalone and the Windows
Yes.
clustering AG.
Plus. Yes. Yes.
Third we
Yes.
will discuss because that's a new thing or we might have not come across or that might have different features. But if
Mhm.
this is my understanding about standalone or which I said solution. So if you think any point we don't know or any feature that you please highlight now so that we have clarity on the standalone and the uh, Windows one.
No, the same thing. We are on same page. That is the
Okay.
only
Then
difference between automatic or manual failover only. In
okay.
manual failover means just changing the role of the database instance or database server. We are just manually we open this window basically, and then we can go here and just we change that, right click, and we can change that, or we can also change from here ability group database and right click, make it a primary. Just dash it, or we can also change that from command prompt, command line, right, writing that, make that this server as a primary, alter the availability group set as a primary, like a command.
Okay, so anything on the license or anything cost perspective where we need to see, okay, if you are using fail or Windows cluster, it will add something. This feature will add a license at the Windows and Microsoft. Is that
No, no.
nothing?
In Microsoft, there's it's a benefit about that licensing. If you purchase license na, a standard enterprise edition, so whatever the feature provided by Microsoft now, we can use in a single license on the same server.
And if we are using, let's say, cluster failover, so
Hmm.
is there a separate license for that?
No, no, nothing.
And if we are using always on, is there a separate license?
No, like
And
Oracle,
all,
we
all
don't have
and
like
all these works in the, both standard and enterprise, or these all only works in the enterprise? What we are
no
discussing scenarios.
standard and enterprise. But the limitation is adding of secondaries node.
Okay.
So standard also we can have standalone always AG and Windows clustering AG.
Yes, yes, same, same.
And Windows clustering might have a different license, right?
No, this is, we have already purchased the Windows. Na? This is different from the SQL. We have, let's see, this is our Windows server. Okay.
Hmm.
So we have already purchased this license and we're using. Let's see, we can say that here. Let's about the activations. So we get that license key here. So it is about the Windows only.
Yeah, yeah, but is cluster part of this license?
Yes, you can enable. Study we enable, na? That is, we go to the server admin tool, and then we have to just here that server manager, and whatever features we require, na, we can just enable from here. Add
Actually, we
roles and
compare
features.
with Oracle. In Oracle,
Don't
everything is
yes,
enabled. And you can
yes,
use anything, but if
you have to
you
pay.
don't have
Yes, yes,
license, they might
yes.
come and
Yes, in Oracle you have to
that is.
purchase all the tools basically separately, but in SQL Server in Microsoft Windows do not require. Else SharePoint or Microsoft Dynamics, whatever application you're using, na, that is
Mhm.
one cost at a time, and you can get all the features inside that.
Okay.
You can create this system as a DC, ADC,
So,
DNS, whatever.
is there any license URL where all these, what we are discussing, all license details are there?
Hmm. Yeah.
Are you aware? Yeah. What is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
URL?
Every license, every version have same different URL basically. I think I have one PPT I can show, or that or you can just Google here about
Mhm.
that SQL Server license. Simple. See, so this is pricing. Okay,
Mhm. Mhm.
the default site here. Okay, we can get all the list here. See, so
Okay. It is saying enterprise
enterprise. Yeah,
two
this is
core.
dollar.
Mm.
Yeah, this is based on CPU cores.
Okay.
This is one volume license, single volume license on single host you can use.
Mm-hmm.
If you purchase this license on 2 core and your system has 4 core, then you cannot able to install. You get an error.
Mm-hmm.
Increase your license. Yeah,
Okay.
this is a different basically.
Developer is free and web, what is that?
This is for web application hosting only.
Okay. Acha,
Read
this
only
is
applications like
acha, skill server license.
yeah, read only applications like that one. This is express
Okay.
free, but limitation is 10 GB max data.
But we have a developer, na? So that is fine.
Yeah. Developer and evaluation you can use for testing purpose. Development lifetime free, but you cannot use as a production.
So
Oh,
core and
okay.
cal. What is the cal means?
Cal means yeah, that is we can say that client access, number of client you are saying that no? How many client you are
Okay.
able to connect
Okay.
connect.
User base. Okay.
User
Basically
based
CPU
license.
based is yeah user based. CPU is based. If you have a 4 core CPU, you can use as per number of connection. If CPU is not high, then you can use that. So
And
core base is based.
is there a way we can justify or prove that always
Hmm.
on and all licenses are part of enterprise? Is there any document or any statement in Microsoft? Or it
Yeah,
if it provides the list of all components which are part of enterprise?
yeah. Let's see here. Just a minute. I have a one document regarding the licensing. Maybe new feature and licensing. Okay. Ta, 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 ta. This one. See. So new features come introduced in SQL or 2019. So we can see here how we are getting. If you purchase license of 2 core, na, you get all these things. See. If you have a
License.
standard,
Hmm.
so you can
Acha,
get these
all
new features.
components are written here. Always on is there. Just see.
Yeah, always. That is here. It is in 2016, na? You can see in 16 basically. It is new features added in that, na? That's why here.
Okay. So do we have a license, similar type of license thing wherein we can just prove that always on and these are part
So
of
that is in,
enterprise? Just
let's see.
search
Yeah.
for that URL or something.
Yeah, I can show you in 16 basically. We introduced in 16, na? So
Mhm.
16, 16, 16. Let's go up, 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 up. Like here also benefit of always on, I think, added. This is a different. Okay, sorry. Now we can open 16 one. Okay, let's see 16. Hmm, no, let's see find from SQL Server, sorry, 2016 features, feature list here. Hmm, it is not saying that critical missions inside that. Okay, this tag. Hmm, yeah, see here. Okay, so
Pi-
see the standard. Yeah.
Ping this URL.
So it is introduced 16 basically, and 16 standard we are not getting basic only. Okay, the basic ability on 16 standard edition. Okay, in
Okay.
enterprise 8 core up to 8 secondaries we can create or to synchronize. And I can share here in chat. Yeah. So this is about licensing and all. Yeah. Any question or any other topic? Then you can proceed further for next topic basically. So now clear about the clustering and that always on ability group.
Yeah, that is clear. Can we discuss on DAG?
Yeah, tag. Yeah. So see, DAG about this basically two data set that we have. Okay, and we have a two cluster on separate cluster so data center. So if you are going to merge or we can just sync that databases, na, we can just uh, enable that DAG feature there on distributed ability group. Just we have to just map that listener only in our existing clustering. Sorry, always on ability group, nothing else. Same setup we have a same setup with the cluster, but we have just add the listener only. Uh,
Can you go to the next slide of this
okay.
in continuation?
Yeah. So this is our the DB level. We perform that ability group just to create that adding the database in ability group, and we sync the data or async the data on multiple systems. This is about the always on ability group on database level. And listener, just we have just connecting the application, and basically by default listener routing that to the primary if you have not enabled that routing list for read intent. Okay, so read intent allow us to read the data from the secondary node, not on the primary node. See,
This
this
is a
is
little
what
bit confusing. Can you go to the diagram?
which DAG.
Yes. So this one,
Hmm.
see, seeing the name as distributed, which which signifies that it's a an active thing, from two different nodes we can write. So
Yes.
is it feasible, or which scenario we will be able to use this?
Basically, from my experience, we can say that we have not using this one because this is totally resource consuming. Because there are two different data center, two different application running on same other zone, but we are just syncing as a for reporting purpose only. That's basic reporting purpose, not syncing the data, hold the data. If one goes down, you can connect from the second listener. If one data center totally goes down, then we can use from second one, nothing else. But we are not distributing all the data from cluster 1 to cluster 2. It is not like a geo replication basically in Azure or a cloud.
So theoretically, it is as good as that failover cluster availability group.
Yeah, same. Nothing change here. But
Only
we have a
the change
mhm,
here is that we can, uh, in cluster A and cluster B, we can have primary databases in read write mode, right?
yes.
And how is the data syncing between cluster A and cluster B?
No, data not syncing. Just it is uh, using as listener only, routing the application only, not syncing the data. Syncing is not enabled here in that.
So, so let's say we have inserted, created a table in primary
Hmm.
cluster A. So
Hmm.
will that table be replicated in primary cluster B?
No, we have to just implemented log shipping between that. Then it will sync. So I think there is a something bug here in the is this diagram. I think we can just create one log shipping from here to here to moving the data because it is using this diagram only for that listener only. we can just create one log shipping, which is a part of the ability group, the databases. We can create log shipping between this and this. Then we can sync the data.
See, it says that we can create availability groups span across multiple data centers. So according to this, it means that there are two different setup of always on here. One is
Yes.
cluster A. It's a different always on with availability group AG1,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
cluster B has different always on with availability group as AG2. Then you
Yes.
do not require geographical sketched failover clusters, and there is no failover clusters among AG1 and cluster A and cluster 2 as we had.
Yes.
But instead of that, they are using some new technology known as distributed AG to sync
Yes.
the
Yes.
data between AG and AG1 and AG2.
Mm. Yes.
What is that? Okay. Hmm.
I need this 10 minutes break here. I'll be back.
Okay, let's have 10 minutes break. We'll be
Yeah,
back.
okay.
Then
Okay.
we'll
Okay.
proceed.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Gopal, are you there?
No, I think Gopal is not there.
Okay,
Okay.
let's wait. Huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
All right, we can start.
Okay. So we are discussing about the DAG basically. Okay. Oh. Mm. So this is totally about the distribution of databases basically. We can use replication or log shipping, whatever, and we can replicate data from distribute data from one AG to another AG. We can for distributing the load basically or nothing else. Or you can say that we can create a multiple replica on multiple data center node, and we can add in a DAG basically distributed ability group. Means this is totally about the load distribution and all. We can say that if you are want to some read some data or some yeah, from that tables, so we can just replicate the data on different center and we can read from there also for high read performance. Yeah, Gopal, Manu.
Okay. So we gonna see. Do we
I
have any
think,
option of practical?
sorry.
Practically, how we can see this? Or
Yeah, practically we can say that let's see an example. We have one server that we have a 35. Let's see example. Let's scenario here. Let's see we have a 35 server, okay, and 35 server and 34 server in one availability group, and we have one listener here. Let's see listener is 36, okay. So now we are going to distribute some data or some loads to different data center or this different availability group. Like we have a 32 and 33 database server, okay, and we have another listener. Let's see, it is 130, okay. So we have two listeners and two data center, two different clusters we have. Now because we have a latency in the network, so we think that we create one distribution between two data centers to read the data only. Okay, because the load of the read will distributed and the user can get the data easily, not dependent on network or too much bandwidth. So we are just moving couple of tables or couple of databases to this data center using log shipping, or we can say that we are using replication and moving that data to that this data center, and end user can read that data from this listener. This is the whole about that DAG only. This is the basically we can say it in simple way.
But we cannot use that in OLTP environments, no?
No,
Like
you can
RAG
use.
in Oracle.
I don't DAG is a real time cluster basically you can use, but in SQL Server we have DAG facilities for the distributing the load across the data center for the read purpose basically, not the
For
write
read
purpose.
purpose. Okay.
Yes, not for the write. If you are going for write, then you have to use merge replication between both the data centers. We can use mechanism like merge replication with both the data center primary to primary.
But in this case, both SQL listeners will be up, and
Yes, both listener will up. Yep, you connect from the both side. Yeah.
and which database can we write?
Yeah,
It is
we have a
cluster A
yeah,
primary.
primary. Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
primary.
Because replication is going from AG1 to AG2.
Yes. Or if you are using merge replication, you can write from both. You know about the merge replication, you can write from the both side, and it will take a few seconds to write the data and sync the data both the instances, both the nodes.
Yeah. And always on is for, okay, we already discussed that. Acha,
Yeah, always
one
in data
question.
level. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
In background, in always on, how is the data being replicated? Is it
That
using
is
log shipping technology or table
no, hot
replication?
log mirroring, hot logs, whatever you
Mi-
modifying, na? Yeah,
Mhm.
mirroring technology. We are sending acknowledgement. We are sending our logs to that secondary replica or hot standby. We can say that in mirroring. Okay, so we are
Mir-
here. We are not
Mhm.
mhm,
Mirroring
in
is
sync.
log shipping, right?
No, mirroring is different one. Log shipping is moving the transactional log from one server to another server, writing automatically with the
Mm.
using the SQL Server agents. Okay,
Okay.
log shipping
Mhm.
is this. In mirroring, we are not using any SQL Server agent. We have an endpoint. Endpoint is discussing the sending that our data, hot data to the replica or mirror server. With using that mode synchronize means it is we can say that for automatic failover that will sync the data, but do not wait for acknowledge. Sorry, wait for do not wait for sorry wait for acknowledgement from that writing data from the secondary side, and async is not waiting for that secondary side for acknowledgement.
No, but in background, it is doing the same. It is shipping the, not with the agent, but with endpoints, it is shipping the logs and applying to the target,
Yeah,
right?
modify. In short, we can say modify all modified data. Will sending to that replica server.
How does it access the modified data? Is it
That is
log
using
shipping or some other technology?
no, not log shipping. Yes, not log shipping. Mirroring technology.
Yeah, fine, it's
Data
mirroring,
mirroring.
but in background, what is the architecture using endpoint? How is it assessing the modified delta data and moving there?
Mm,
Is it moving transactional log or something else?
no transactional log, no, not moving the whole data. No.
It is
Transactional log
it,
means
it
in SQL, whatever you modifying in the memory, basically. It
so
is
it is
not,
same. It is transaction log only. It is shipping to the target.
in short, we can say that, but in SQL term, we cannot say the transactional log because this is used in that log shipping technology.
So
So
can you
this
check what is that it is shipping to the target from mirror in mirroring to sync the data?
that basically modify data that is changed by end user. Let's see this mirroring. Where is mirroring? Basically, this is an upgraded version of mirroring, nothing else. Operational mode, high performance, advantages.
And is mirroring a upgraded version of log shipping?
No, no. Log splitting is different. That is DR. Mirroring is HA with automatic failover without cluster.
Okay, so if it is not sending transaction logs, then
Mhm.
how it is
We
syncing the
cannot say
data?
transactional. We cannot say the transactional. We Yeah, in simple we can say the transactional log, but not shipping the data from that prime to second. It is just sending the packets. Simple in terminology, we can say that in mirroring, sending a packets basically. Okay, from primary to mirror server, not the whole log basically.
Let's say we have a mirroring and it is out of sync for 24 hours,
Hmm.
and we have all the transaction logs. So how
Hmm.
will it put it in sync?
We can just force that in that mirroring. We have in mirroring window we have can just uh, resume or force that to sync the data before failover. Or if it is going for automatic failover, it will wait for syncing the data till time.
So can we
It will
know
not
that in background what it is doing? How is it syncing?
impact.
The architecture of that.
uh,
Same applies on always on as well.
yes, yes. So from my knowledge till now, just we are just know that we are that sending that packets from primary to secondary basically. That
See,
packet in the sense the modified it. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
why
tell
I'm
me.
saying is, let's say there is a it is out of sync for last 12 hours. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
On, let's say for an example, it is using
Mm-hmm.
transaction logs for shipping, and at
Mm-hmm.
source size transaction logs are already backed up and they are not available. Then
Mm-hmm.
we, even if we try to mirror that, it will not do, because transaction, let's take an example, it is doing
Mm-hmm.
taking mirror, huh? It is
Mm-hmm.
taking transaction log. So what we will do
Mm-hmm.
is we will bring back the transaction logs on the disk, है ना?
Mm-hmm.
And then we will do the mirroring. It will switch the है ना? It will sync using the
Mm-hmm.
transaction logs if it is taking. So in that case we should know the architecture, how it is syncing, you know, so that instead of rebuilding the entire mirroring, we can resync that based on that, if we know the
Yes.
architecture behind that. Yeah. So
So
that is
there
the
is a
reason
DM.
I'm asking.
Yeah, there's a DMB which can show us where or how many logs are not synced. Okay, that is redo rate. We can say that in DMB we have a mirroring DMB. Sorry, always on DMB. Let's see here on this system. Cancel this one. We have a DMB like select star from.
The SQL document it is mentioned. First, it will make
Sorry.
two copies. First, it will make two copies. One is principal, one is mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Updates made by client to the principal database are applied on the other copy of the database, known as mirror database. Mirroring involves applying the transactional log
Mm-hmm.
from every insertion, update, or deletion made on the principal database or to the mirror.
Yes, that is known as the packets basically. Yeah, I'm just saying about the packets. You can say the transitional log or packets.
So any transition it is applying on principal.
It is, yeah, sending to that mirror server or secondary or readable secondary to databases. That packet sent to that. Yeah, the member of that mm, HADR basically. We can say that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
see.
the same
Mm-hmm.
question, let's say it is out of sync for last 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Now where does it keep those packets to resync last 6 hours data?
If
See, if we
that.
compare that with Oracle, so in Oracle,
Mm-hmm.
what happens? It similarly it moves the packets, but there are three layers. One is we restore the database. Similarly here,
Mm-hmm.
then second phase is the redo logs, that is transactional logs.
Mm-hmm.
And once transaction logs are shipped, so on top of that, what all transactions are going on, wherein the log is still not completed, still the partial data is in log. So those data it replicates using packets. So
Yeah, that's a question. Yes, I can explain in a different way. Basically, we have, uh, yeah, I think we have this shared, we can just map that shared drive for holding the data, the temporary data, but it is not a redo log in the SQL server. But in mirroring, we have a that log file in that we can say it which format. In SQL log shipping, we had top file and worker file, but in mirroring, I'm not remembering that word. Mm, it keeping in the file basically, okay. And we can see in the DMP that the redo rate is increasing. Means the data is not syncing to the replicated data, when DR side. So we just focus on redo rate, how it is increasing. Okay, it should be a zero, but it is increasing by 8, 5, 6, 10. Means that packet has already in pipeline waiting for syncing to the replica side. But I'm not knowing the exact name, remembering this time exact name, the pack, the for file name basically. Okay, we can see which file name. Okay, no, no, in mirroring the different name. Mm, 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 log file in KB, but start mirroring point. It is in mirroring yeah, unrestored log basically. Yeah, redo queue. Yeah, you can see in redo queue basically in mirroring as well as we can say that on always on the unrestored data. And then DMP, I'm not re JDR underscore group status or node status. Transactional recovery LSN is, yeah, see here, or redo rate here. So we can get the size of that log that is not is stored on a databases replica side, and the number of count here. Okay, the two things here we have to just monitor. But I'm exact not remembering the name that we can say redo rate or redo log file. That's it.
So does it create a separate some other file while mirroring and in always on, or it uses the logged a transaction log?
Basically, transactional log we can not say that, but transactional log manager can manage that one. But where it is keeping now, right? I'm not remembering basically, but yeah, there's a file that is keeping for till time that is not restored. I'm just on the default installed path basically, but I'm not remembering that name. We can see here also. We can go to that setting. Sorry, server installed path and SQL server. Where is here? Then the server, then this, and this is data. So this is a location for that file basically. Okay. So I'm not remembering that name basically. Exact name, what is the extension of the file. But yeah,
Uh, uh,
we can
wh-
find here. Or
Mhm.
yeah,
What is the location?
The default location, that is where we
Okay.
install that SQL server. Yeah, default location. So in DMV we can see that the redo log queue size and rate. Just we have to just monitor. Here zero because we don't have any log and the yeah log and the unrestored of files. So we have a 0 0 because it's not in sync. See it is unhealthy. See if it is in sync, then we will get here how many pending redo log and all. Sorry, that is redo. Oh, let's pass here. Redo log queue and redo queue size. Sorry, yeah, and we can pass here the database name also DB ID and sorry database underscore ID. I think database ID, and also we can pass. We can make a join or you can see these thing, the two things for monitoring of mirroring and or we can say that always on. To check two things here. If it is increasing, means database is not in sync, it is waiting for writing a data on the replica side. In log shipping, we have a transactional aldo file, that is top file. Okay, we can roll back the transactions on the log shipping if you modify from that primary system and not restore to can modify that one. So this is all about that always on traditional or we can say that cluster or that. But I'm trying to here basic for that always on. I'm not getting that error because it is not writing here the data from the shared storage basically. We have shared that file, it is not accessible and not creating secondary database on. This file is not restoring basically. Rest is okay, is fine basically. That's why it is getting it's having this error here, and we can get this window. This is for monitoring. Okay, so here we can just focus on that this failover wizard basically. If this is on a standalone server or DMZ, we can say that we have to just go and change the role of the database server from failover doing failover. Okay, see you can get an error like it is not synchronized. Okay, see you can show that if we're going to do manual failover, see we are going to do failover on 35. So see data loss and warning here. So this is for manual failover, and for automatic it will use that Windows file system file sharing quorum. If this is built on the cluster side, this is the window for monitoring. This is GUI tool. The rest we have a DMB, so we can use that DMB. That is start from DM underscore DR for uh, always on. Yeah, any question? Yeah, Gopal, Manu, clear or any doubt? So basically we are stuck here about that settings basically. Yeah.
We just still need to identify what is transferring, not redo log, then what is
Yeah,
redo.
give me some. I
And
think I have to just search
ah,
that one because till now I have
sure,
not
check
remember
and
that name basically.
no problem.
Yeah,
Check
for
and let
that.
us know later.
Mhm.
The second thing, let's say both are not in sync. है ना?
Mhm.
If we lost primary, we don't have backup. है ना? So
Mhm.
if we want to identify how much the lag is, how, is there any query for that? Or
Yeah,
at
this is
what
the
time it
queue
is?
queue size, na. You can see the queue size here, na. How long we have. But exact we have to just see here the last LSN and all. See, we can
Yeah,
just fire
that's
here
what.
start, na?
Last
That
timestamp or LSN.
yes, yes, yeah, we have, yeah, here we can see here. See, this is database, recovery LSN, and transaction LSN. Yeah, we have to just focus on here. Sorry, truncation. Okay, last recovery. One mean harder time. Yeah, harder LSN here. So you just focus on these two times, received and restored.
Received is what time? Received at the transaction at the target side, or received is
No, it is generated from that principal side and sending to that secondary, but is not restored. Is not hardened. Basically, we can say that. So see, it is generated here on the primary side. This is the hardened LSN, but it is not restored here. This is secondary one. See, this is not synchronized. So it is generated by principal, or we can say that the primary server, but not restored on the secondary. So this is not in sync. Basically, this is the DMB. It will show all the details about that hard HADR. Okay, file streaming and all. Or there are two or more, 4 or 5 DMB like select star from sys dot dm underscore HADR. So you can see here. These are, if you want to see the IP addresses and seeding status, map, threads, replica status, network, members, cluster details. So you can get all the details, cluster name and the member of the cluster, node 1, node 2 details. This is about the replica, average and availability group nodes and all. So these are the DMB you can use for monitoring that replication. Now this is the main replica status basically. Replica is sync or not sync, or how many lag there, or redo file. Sorry, redo rate and queue rate size. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else?
No.
Okay. So can we start upgrade or something different like performance tuning or DTS package, SSDT and all?
that
What is the
syllabus?
DTR?
Sorry, DTS that is this we can say that that is for, we can say that ETL packages, na, extract transform and load. Not is ETL. Previously to DTS. That is we if we have multiple RDBMSs, let's say Oracle, SQL, and MySQL, and we are just consolidating or merging a couple of tables in a one table or one file. So you have to use that ETL tool, that is SSIS. Okay, database integration, SQL Server integration services. I think you have asked for that also. I have just written here in that. See,
Can we use this for database migration as well from different?
database migration we cannot say, but we can use this for we automatic the synchronization. Let's say if we have a couple of tables required for reporting purpose in remote location every weekly, okay, or we can say the fortnightly, or we can say we are not giving them permission to reach the primary database server. So we can do one thing, we can just create ETL packages and automatically migrating, or we can say exporting that data to the secondary or other database centers to read that data, 4 or 5 tables for reporting purpose without impacting the production or utilizing the traditional databases or tables. So basically, it is used for analysis, or we can say reporting purpose only.
Is there any migration tool wherein we
Yeah,
are
we
able
have.
to
Yeah,
migrate
yeah, we
all
have
the
migration
records
tool.
to
Yeah, that
SQL
is
Server?
SMA. We can SQL Server migration assistance. You can use that. So that will help us in migrating data from any other RDBMS to SQL Server. Okay.
And
I,
are you aware of any such software to migrate data from SQL Server to Oracle?
not Oracle. From Oracle to SQL, I know. I've done Oracle to SQL, MySQL to SQL, Postgres to SQL,
Okay.
but not vice versa, because my primary work is the SQL Server. That's right. So I get a call like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, let's see. This is 2019. Okay. So this is let's see a package. We have SQL Server. So we have to just use, or we can just also download from on basically Google. Okay. So this is a smart tool. Okay, that is SQL Server migration stations. We can migrate from SQL SAP DB to whatever we have to the SQL Server or Azure. See this one. So you can we can download and we can see that how it is, and we can also create one database from on. It is asking always. Okay, so we can download later. I think. Mm, or this is my window. No? Okay, let's see. I can show you SSM. SSM. Or we can see whole. Okay, it is SQL Server migration assistance. So we can download this. We have we can add uh, we can download separate also for which, but we are using that bundle for all. Download link. Here it is. It's saying this one separate. Why we get all that bundles? No, no, this showing for DB2 to Oracle. This okay. So you can use that. Let's see MySQL or Oracle, whatever. So just we have to just install, and then we have to just map source and destination. Okay. Download, not getting this one. Download, and this is download for. So MySQL. Yeah. So this is a file size basically. So you can take this one. Okay. 9.5. Okay. We're not doing custom. Basically, we'll need complete. And it will take some time. Basically, I think this is a simple exe to download and all. Okay. Now we can open. Uh, yeah. This is migration assistance. So this is a window. We will just add here on the server, basically connect new project. Okay. And then we have to add, we can just pass here the name of that. We can say MySQL to MySQL to SQL. Okay. Or we have a 17 version. So we can just select here which version we want to migrate. Okay. So it will show you. Okay. All that. Okay. Now we have to just connect here SQL, MySQL, just to provide all the details here, password and all for authentication. And then we can choose the whole database, or we can choose the table which we want to migrate. So we can do object level as well, database level.
So What about the objects which are not supported, data types
Mm,
and all which are not
data type, yeah. So we get, if we add this one, na, we just connect the MySQL databases, and then we connect the SQL server, and then we go for that create a report here. So okay, so in reports we will get all the dependencies where need to work, like data type, or we can length. So we have to just work on this reports, and then we can convert that schema as we use. So we have a edit format here, we can get and edit there on live, and then we can export to that uh, metadata with that whole data with the into the SQL server basically. So there are two stages. When we connect that, just we have to generate the reports selecting that objects or whole databases, and then we see that reports, and then we can convert all the schema as per requirement basically. If you are getting error data type, or we can the length of that columns, so we can add it here, and then we go for the migrate the data in SQL server. So they're very easy tool basically. Last time I used for Infosys, I think, yeah, Infosys MySQL data, yeah, migrate from MySQL to SQL server. This is migration tool basically. Okay, and we have one upgrade advisor or upgrading tool. Okay, so you can use that upgrade advisor. This is document basically. Okay, let's click on here.
Migration assistant, what are the steps? Can you mention again? To
Sorry, I'm not here properly.
to migrate the data from MySQL, what are the steps involved there?
That is, we have to just create that link between here. See here. So first we have to open this smart tool.
Mhm.
Then we have to create new project, because we are going to migrate the databases. So we have to create new project. After enabling that, we get that this tab basically, we can say the menu, and we just click here whatever we have. This is showing MySQL, we can just click Oracle DB2, whatever we have to choose that. Okay, but this is related to MySQL, so we just click MySQL, and we have to pass the database server name, IP addresses, whatever. Or by default it is, or we can change, provide the username and password, hit OK, and then we can choose that. Here we can get a window of that databases. Under that we get tables, function, view, whatever. Just we have to select all databases, and then generate a report. So when we go to generate the report, now we get all the list of the objects inside the databases. So if you're asking for all the data, then select all, and then create the reports. In reports, that is a PDF file. You get the PDF file along with the comparison. This is in MySQL, this is in SQL. So here you have to modify the length or data type. So we have just sit with the developer. You can do by your own, and then we will generate the report, and we can convert the schema, the SQL server, and then migrate data finally. The 5 stages here. This is for migrating data from other RDBMS to SQL Server.
Any practical option we have here, like you can.
Let's see if I have a local system. Local. I think I have changes or not. Let me see the services. If that, services. Let's see services. Oh, yeah, services. If I have MySQL, and I can check that one. This is my local system basically. Totally has CPU 100%. I don't know why. Not hitting. MySQL 8. Okay, let's start these services. Workbench. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Root. I don't remember. I think the password it's, but let's see. You can reset that one also. Okay. Mm, mm. You can create one user. Okay. Let's see. That is for demo. And the role you can let DB. Okay. Apply. Done. I think so. Demo. Okay. Now here we can create demo. Let's connect. If this work, code is reset. Yes, it's connecting. Uh-oh. To this unknown drivers.
Is that local host you have to give or local?
Let's see. 1 minute. I can pass the system name also. That is by default. It is showing here. Let's see. The server name is monitor. This one is Kumar DB. And let's see. Add this one. Yeah. Same name. Yeah. Paste the team. Connect. Yeah. So you have a schema. So we just select that one, or we just that want we okay. So no, oh, we can just click no performance. Cisco, I think data DB. Okay, we can take this one. Okay. Now here we can see the databases. Just we to select here the database level, or just we can explore, or we can check that which we on table or view or function procedure whatever. Okay. And next we have to just connect the databases 17 I think dot we can create uh, which one MS SQL. I think I will stop the services. Oh, let's see services. Let's enable one SQL. This is running. I think so. This is running. DB this one MS SQL service running. This is no this one. This is instance. Okay, so local one. So the database server name is M S Kumar DB1. Default port पे चल रहा है ये. No, okay. Window authentication. It is not getting here the detail. Hmm? Same window I'm getting here. So
Try
database
connecting
server name. Sorry.
Try connecting using SSMS and see.
Oh yeah, it is running basically. It's not detecting. I'm simply thinking why. Because it's a local system, no, it will detect basically. Or I think I've just canceled that project. I think so that time. Uh, Connect SQL so same window we are getting. So this is window authentication, local host, database name, not able to drag and drop, not connecting basically. It should be there. Now by default, let's drop this. Let's wait. We can create new project and then we can connect new project and SQL Server 17 we have. Okay. So my SQL to SQL. Okay, it will show you to connect. Oh, sorry, exist already exist to and no. Okay, and here we will go for S Kumar DBA demo connect and let's okay first. Okay, databases. Let's Cisco and why I'm not getting this one basically. By default, it will connect here. Mm-hmm. Okay,
Try connecting via SQL, SSMS, that
it will connect. It
management
will
studio.
connect. I
So
think let's see.
you will
Mhm.
get the database and those details and fill it here.
Let's see. I can. I think I need to generate the report first, and then we can create. I think so. Let's see. When we go for the import the data basically. Okay, or migrate the data. Let's see. Just we have researched the databases here, and we have all the events we are going to. Let's create that report. Okay, so it will analyzing all the data here in the bottom. Okay, see converting view. Okay, so in the HTML page we can use this. Okay, so this is migration assistance report we get here. Okay, see. So here is full text index and a special index one. So I can click here and see the structure, or we can say that the schema here. Okay, and then we can modify if we do not need that one on SQL Server. Rest I can't see on this full text. I don't implement it anywhere, so I don't have an idea full text. Yeah, what is full text? Okay, so we can modify this as per our desired script here, and we can set the target. Yeah, this is basically overview and the way we can implement that smart tool. Okay, so this is done here. We not need to modify, then you can modify here, or else we can just import as it is. See the data type, target and all. So if you get an error, we can just modify this thing. Okay, just it is I don't character set mapping, SQL modes, nothing. Table conversion, function conversion, and properties about that. So this is only for migration assistance or SQL Server, or you can use Oracle as well. Oracle to SQL you can use. But question is here, why it is not showing the local system? Don't
We can manually fill in the details, fill the server name and database name.
let's see. Yeah, let's try that one also. Is Kumar DBA database name we can see from here. We have let's say demo or demo backup. Copy and let's connect with the window authentication. No, what is saying? Uh-oh, why it is not connecting? I don't know. It's very strange here.
It is giving certificate error below, na? So,
Yeah,
Trusted
remove this encryption connection.
yeah, also
Yeah,
Windows
now try.
authentication will be.
window things will work, not just locally, not totally locally. See, it is saying that Okay, agent is not working. Continue. Agent we can start. Okay, let's see. We can start from here, or we can start from the services also if we get an error.
Gopal,
Okay,
your
my
voice
system
is
is
not
misbehaving.
clear, actually.
Let's start this agent also. That is, go down, go down. MS SQL Server agent. Okay, now done. Okay, let's not required. We are here. So now it is connected SQL Server Explorer. Now this one. See. Okay. So connected all here databases. And we can select this one. Okay. Where you missing that? Yeah. So now we have selected this one. Now this is the see this is enable now. Okay. So if you want to convert this, then you can go for the conversion, or we can go for the direct data migrate. Okay. So let's go for the data migrate. Okay. It is asking to again connect. Let's see. Connect. Okay. Standard mode database username. Okay. Connect. SQL Server window authentication DB backup. See. Okay. Going for these databases and connect. See that it is moving, but we get an error here like data type backup does not exist here there, actor and all. See, so these tables are not exist on demo databases. Okay, so we have to just follow from the schema. I think we are just migrating data. We can convert the data and then we can go for data migration. See, let's migrate the data schema first. Yeah, we get the schema and then we go for the data migration. Sorry, connect. Yeah. Uh-oh. Why? Already we have an existing target does not exist. We are cancel, cancel, refresh, refresh. Oh, so we get a schema. Siska in Siska we have the tables schema. Yes, then error is no. That was cancelled. Okay, again we can start. Schema already we have. So then we just click that data migration demo user and this is data's backup. Yes, on same database. Click hit OK. Why this error here? First convert the table and then load. We already converted the schema here. So this is a dependency. Basically, this is error is known. This one does not exist in target. No, it is already here. Sorry, Cisco. We have a table. Yeah, and here we have. Oh, It's not showing here. Let's take a snapshot of this first and then we can sell. Mhm. Simple error.
The table is not there, na, it says.
Yes, but in here we can in Windows, sorry, the second window we for SQL connection, we have already created. It is showing already created here. See, so that's I am confused here. See, we go to the database Siska. This is in SQL Server environment. Okay, now we are able to see these tables here. Still, it is saying that we don't have table. See, in SQL Server, we are targeting these databases by demo backup, and then we are inserting this one.
Here the target server is S Kumar or S Kumar DB. Here it is showing S Kumar DB.
Yeah, DBA, yeah, Simon, yeah. This is a primary one, yeah. Yes, command DBA. That's how we connected, na, here. Let's go for the table only, okay. So convert a schema first. Override, see, already exists here, same. So override all. Done, created here. Now going for data migration, the second stage here, okay. So same, it is asking for authentication, that is MySQL.
Convert to
Yeah, yeah.
MySQL? Convert to
MySQL
MSSQL?
to SQL. Yes, MySQL to SQL we are going, na. So
Okay,
connected, the source is MySQL, destination is SQL Server. So see here the database server here we are pushing here. Okay.
okay, okay.
Yeah. So it's saying no database here. Something wrong with my system basically. Last 2 or 3 days I'm suffering. But this is the way basically. This is known error basically showing that does not exist, but this is exist here. Continue. See. It is the report basically data migration report. So not success. Okay. No many
Go
rows,
in
no
Management
time.
Studio, SQL Server Management Studio, and do use Siska.
Let's refresh this one first. Yeah, this is Manual Studio. And we have a back. No, we are moving to demo DB, na, not in Siska.
Okay, now just describe that or do a select on that table.
So let's we can explore this table. We are not able to find here.
Yeah, so it's not there. No?
Yes, but here we are able to see, na. Why we are seeing here? See, we are seeing all this detail here. This is Siska.
Maybe see the demo and not the demo backup. The about database there.
Gopal, your voice is not clear.
Not clear.
No, but too much disturbance is
Something.
coming.
Yes, and noise and all. Yeah. Hmm. What we have made mistake here. We have selected all these things. Good. Okay. Not an issue. Then after selecting is converting,
Is
migrating
it clear,
data
clear
into,
now?
yeah, better than before. So we are migrating. Okay. So for migrating, we have created the schema here, and schema is already created. Okay. Then why it is throwing an error about object is not exist. Let's create report again. If we get anything else here. So here about the Siska, we are getting tables. These are the tables. Okay. And error is about To this avoid multi-path cascading foreign key means dependencies, too many dependencies here.
No, no,
Paytm
I,
payment.
I was I was asking earlier, are we passing the right DB on the target? Is it the demo or the demo backup?
Demo backup, right? Demo
Can we
backup.
see in the that migration assistant screen
Mm-hmm.
that under demo we have something similar, which is the about DB, not this one.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, not in domain demo, but I'm just sending in demo backup basically. See, this is a different one. This is our DB. So you are not selecting this one. We are selecting demo backup for the source target. Sorry, target. Yeah.
But here it shows, but when we connect to the management studio, it is actually not there, right?
Yes. Here it is showing, but it is not there basically. So I'm just wondering why it is not committed basically. Okay, it should be here basically. It is not showing. Means something wrong with that tool here. This tool. So anything else here?
Yeah, after creating report, do we have to do some? You have to submit something which will create the, I mean, the structure there or the target.
First week is yeah. That's why I'm just following the step. Basically, first week create the schema. The schema means just table structure and view structure and all. Okay, and then are going to insert the data in that schema. So see, this is okay. Let's see. So Cisco is not found here. See in the backup.
You pick up any other database instead of this then.
Let's cancel this one. This we can
I
just
mean, not this schema. Check pick up another schema.
yes. So we have a source and then destination. Then still connected. Let's open a new project. Okay, and write MySQL only. Okay, let's see. Already exist 24. Let's see. Oh, sorry. I'm opening this new
New
create.
project.
Yes. Sorry. MySQL. Okay, and this is connecting to 16. Migrate to 16 SQL or 16, 17. Sorry. So what we have, let's verify. This is 17. Okay, let's verify again. Okay, this is version 14 is 17. Okay. Mm, let's select that version. This is 17. Okay, not an issue. This is 17. Okay, migrate to 17. Okay, this is our project MySQL to 2017 SQL Server. Okay, no fresh. Okay, now we are going to connect our source, that is MySQL, host name, port number, username, and password. Connected successfully. Use load all user DB the objects. Okay, so no schema required. This one. So just extract here databases. We have a Cisco and World. Okay, to a lot we can try on the World. Okay, so on World we can use table only. Okay, just three tables. Okay, done. Now generate report. We have three report, three and okay the source and a target. See same binary one is taking data type. Properties you can select three tables, name of the tables, storage. Okay, no need to map basically, or we can map here as per our change. Okay, sorry, here we can change. the data type and all for the target, but I'm leaving that. Okay, this mode is not required. Okay, United and all, and SQL mode. Okay, and the settings by default it is okay, default mode. Now just I'm going to create here that migration report for three tables. We can see here, I think zero error, info 2. Okay, ignore the conversion, which is okay, and start numeric. So report is good, I think so from my side. There is no any error. We can go for migration. Okay, so for migration, we have to just click SQL Server. That is a target. Okay, and we have to just select the database name, different one, not this. We can go with the PV synchronize, which is free. Demo. Okay, let's see demo. So click connect with the demo DB. Connected. Okay, now we have created source destination report. Now we have to move the schema, convert the schema. Okay, so see, we have get this schema here under that demo DB. Okay, till now we are right. Okay, see the tables, city, country and language, three tables. Let me synchronize this first and then we can move the data. Okay, synchronize with database. Okay, it's not showing here. Why? Database name.
No, but before migration, how synchronize will work? I think first try the migration.
I'm just synchronizing the schema. Basically, I'm trying that one. But let's see.
Uh,
Okay,
do the migration.
let's go. Yeah, let's go for the migration. And same, we have a connection string or password. And now the database is demo by default is grayed out, already connected. That's why. See, something wrong. It is not reading that file from here.
No,
Why?
some step is missing here in between.
Yeah.
Hmm.
While converting schema, is there any? Can you go back to convert schema? After that, do we need to submit or do we need to do something there?
Because
Because
the
once
structure it has not
Convert it
written
in.
in the database, target database.
when
Yeah,
you clicked on
maybe.
the convert database, all the
Hmm.
tables and schema came into SQL, which you have seen, right?
Yes, yes,
After
yes.
that, but it is
After
convert schema
converting the override, yeah,
override. Now,
automatically it is
is it anything else we have to do? This
no, nothing else. Not any
conversion
single option
finish.
here. Yeah, see the message here. Okay, start convert analysis metadata, converting table, world, city, and country and language. So we are not getting any error here. See,
But go
not
in
any.
that management studio and see.
It is not showing here. And that's a
What was
problem.
that error?
Let's
There
see.
was an error, no? You just click, huh? What was that? Huh? Error list. See this.
A string internal converter numeric. This is data type conversion. So
So
we can
it is an
convert
error or it's a just
Information,
information?
info.
Oh,
This is
okay.
info.
Okay.
information.
Seven info. You can convert or you can come into that like this only. Okay, so it is just message for us. We can just convert this data type in a numeric also
So
from
it has
here.
already converted, no?
Yeah, so you can convert from here.
So till
So
at this phase, we got the structure here, but when we
mhm.
go to, I think, Management Studio, we will not see again. So maybe it has
Yes,
to be it has to be saved or submit somewhere. Do we
yes,
have any
yes,
option?
yes. Yes.
No, but why is does
Um,
it say SQL
mhm.
clause was ignored during conversion? Following SQL clause was ignored. So does it says that it is ignored, but rest of the statement was executed successfully?
Yes, yes. Basically, this is about data type. Okay, so numeric data type is not supporting in SQL Server, no? Int we can say.
Acha, so it is converted to numerical literal. Okay, fine.
Ah, okay. So just I think we have to just save this data. So after for saving this, we don't have here option basically. The schema saving here. Report and refresh data, save
What is that
script.
save project at the first in the file?
This is for
First.
saving that project, what we are going to do. We can start from there also. This is what the project says. What we have
Oh,
created a new project and all. So you just save that project. We can save here and we can start from here also after some time or a couple of days. This is about the project only. But about this migration, we have generally these tools. So we create a report, converted the schema, refresh says the data. Okay, we have already done. Let's see again. Yeah, nothing. Okay, sorry. Uh-oh. This is coming from data satellite. Hello. Yes. Yeah, hello.
yes, Suresh.
Sorry, they are going to add additional nick for the clustering, no? That they are asking today. Basically, study we are whole day discussing about that clustering and all. Okay, so we are here to save this, and so we don't have option to save this. We have refreshed the database. We are okay, and now we have to just migrate. Sorry, just select this one. Okay, and now we have to just migrate data. Okay, there is nothing about this. You can save the as a script. We are not going to save as a script. Sorry. Next is migrate the data. I think it was install full version basically. It is only showing about MySQL, but something else. See, it is not reading the file and tables basically. See, we have three tables: demo, world, schema name, and the table name. And we have already here. See,
So
world.
it
Hmm.
says you must convert the table. We are converting schema. Is there any further option of convert separately for table?
No.
In the conversion tab, when
Here
we are
it see we have selected
converting.
this three
See,
table.
somewhere it
Mhm.
says that after converting, we need to synchronize the database.
Yeah, we have already
And
done twice time.
and
I checked that one.
and still, if the issue comes, then there are two permissions required for demo user: DB data writer and DB access admin.
Yeah, so we are a DBA. We are a we have sysadmin basically on system.
We are sysadmin on.
MySQL as well as SQL Server.
Okay,
Yeah, see, I have just created here the user, this demo. See, this is a DBA.
this is
And
SQL Server. No, this is
this is
MySQL.
MySQL.
And
On
SQL
SQL
Server.
Server, we have already sysadmin as a local user. See,
Yeah.
sysadmin.
Okay.
So
Can
there
you
is no
give this?
permission.
See, in one where it is saying DB data writer and DB access admin. I know it's not. You just give it a try. DB data writer and
On demo database.
yeah,
This is already honor. So you can perform all the activities.
DB data writer and DB access admin.
No, sysadmin.
First
Okay.
one. Give it
Okay,
a
let's
try.
see. Okay.
Logically, I know it doesn't make sense, but
Yeah.
there's a note it says.
Okay. It's saying that see the principal DB and all. It's already have permission basically. Sorry. Uh-oh. Let us just remove from here and then we can try again. No, not here. Okay. So, okay, I think
Ah, you can try
mapping,
here.
mapping, select database. We have DB owner, DB reader, DB writer, access admin, and we can get an error like something. What is this? A
Add
special
member.
you cannot use a special principal DBOI. Okay, here username. Okay, let's uncheck this one, not DB. Oh, why it is going for DB or DB by default? Let's connect with SA, but it is a sysadmin and connect with SA. I think SA password. I think forget that one. What is this simple SA? Yeah, and from here we can map this one. Mapping. Well, member failed DB access because why? DB schema by default user is not DBO. Basically, user is different. User is S Kumar. I think it's detect so detect here. Uncheck first. Save. Oh. Schema name. Where is security schema? This is DBO. Okay. Oh, why it is saying? Cannot drop logins. Why? I can. Oh, let's see. Wait. Disconnect this one. Is associated with this Kumar grant more permission revoke permission drop principal server. अरे यार, okay. DB is not user, na basically it's taken by mistake. DB is not user. Where is schema on databases? Here, no. Okay, another databases. I think using same one. No, what? Are the users not here? So let's connect from SA. Okay. I think something wrong here. Again, connect with the SA. It had full permission on the system. So let's modify this connection.
What is the schema name we have specified here?
DBO, or here for it is taking world by default from
Wo-
MySQL.
World is a database.
Schema on that sorry, world is a database. Okay, and city is object. Yeah,
World is okay.
world is database here on the MySQL side, and yeah.
And this table is in which schema? It is expecting. I think that
um,
is the problem.
yeah, yeah.
See in
Let's
the
see.
error what it is saying, which schema?
We can check the properties here. Let's see. 1 minute. No, 1 minute. 1 minute. Where is that one? Reports. Let's see here. Reports. Uh, is created by default without any schema basically. In SQL is going like this. Okay. Okay, it is creating like that. World.city. That is wrong. Okay. Because world has no schema, na?
World it is using as world schema.
Yes. So we have to just focus on here. See,
So just create a
target.
world schema there and just verify that.
Yes, 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 yes. Let's see.
A blank world schema there.
Yeah. On DBO level. Okay. That name is, let's same copy and paste. Honor the same, or we can say the DBO only. They created. Let's refresh. Yeah. So we have a database inside a schema world. Yeah. Now the structure is different. Double world, and then this. Okay. Okay. Now create city data. We can check this data here. Properties, city. Okay. InnoDB storage not required. Settings no. Mapping character size let default here. Okay. This is by default NC. Okay. Let's work now. Okay. So we have already schema done. I think. Okay. Just migrate demo, and here we required SA account because we have dropped that account. Demo DB. Yeah. No. Demo world and cities. It is taking default
No,
none.
before do a database synchronize. Actually, it has not written the data. Maybe while convert schema, it is problem. Convert it again. At this step, it has not written the data actually in the database. The table structure.
Here it is showing, but it is very strange basically.
Uh,
See,
just see in that again. Management Studio.
but it is moving all. See, let us. It is here is cities. In city, we are able to see. Yeah, structure is here. See here. Okay, but no data here. Okay, invalid object name. See, so we have a issue is SQL Server is not creating on this way.
Hmm. So this is what is demo? This
Demo
is
is database name. This is a schema name. This is a table name. If you fire any hit na on SQL server, we have to just pass all this. Let's see. I'm just going to hit date table in this, or but we have connected on master database. Okay. So just let's select a star and we have to just pass. Select a star from, and this is schema name. This is client name, but see this is invalid because we have not provided the database name. So database is this one. Copy, and then we have to provide here. See. Okay, now we can execute this. Oh, sorry, does not exist this user. No, okay. We have connected with this user. Just disconnect. Like now we're connected with AC. Okay, see, we can get the data. So this way here it is not able to find that object. Okay,
but why it is written in this single quotes?
single quote if you have any space, or we can say that any gap in our character, na? So we can treat it as one word.
No, but in migration assistant, it should be a square bracket. No? The
Yeah,
same
because
way.
it is distinguishing that is this database name, a schema name, or we
So
can client
remove
name.
the square brackets here.
Yeah, it's work. Not an issue because dot is distinct separating now. Or let's see, it will work. Not an issue.
Now put a single quotes before and after. The way it is executing in migration assistant.
Like this,
Yeah,
no, it will
this
not
is
work
what.
here. No? This
This
is
is what. Yeah,
yeah.
this is what it is executing in Microsoft Assistant. No? See,
Okay, just checking this one single quote.
see the command what it is executing.
No, which command for importing this or creating this TLSQL? Let's see
Ah,
here. The syntax of SQL, the MySQL.
okay, this is MySQL. And what is the sequence syntax in SQL Server?
Same,
I
we can
think
use that, but we
I
cannot
think
pass here
scroll
single
down
quote.
below side, you will get that. No? Oh, this one. This is just click on the table.
Let's schema where is the table name? Alter table object. It is system objects. Select. It is showing. Let's here. This is so. It is saying that this table will member of this schema.
Just check there now whether
So
this table exists in World City
which in SQL Server, MySQL.
SQL Server.
Yeah, see here. We can see. See.
Yeah, in Management Studio, see, because it is showing here, but while creating in Management Studio, it is getting error.
Yes. See,
So
not here.
execute the same command here.
Something wrong, I think.
No,
Let's look.
it's incomplete. No,
Look at
just copy the entire command.
this one bracket missing.
No, comma is there. It means it is still in continuation.
No. Let's do this for this error, not comma. Sorry.
Huh.
Okay, this one. Let's verify TSQL and it is writing. Oh, sorry, this one with compress none. No, it's complete. So it is executing like this. We can create that. World don't have permission. Why? Spelling is different. We have already created here, no? Schema. This is
Now
capital.
see the permission of world.
Oh, sorry. We are creating on master. Sorry. Yes. We are created the schema
Do
in.
we use demo?
Yes. Let's verify first here. Okay. So we can create here, use demo DB and go. Syntax is not an issue. Basically, something like it is not saving the data here in the same format. When it is checking, na, right? Last time we have done successfully this one. So this is demo databases. This is schema. This is inside that is going all these things. Oh, anything else here? How can we synchronize? We cannot find this, no? See, this is world. Okay, this is schema name world, and the table. See, I've created manually here. That is showing that is we have. Okay, list all is invalid. So it is not creating a schema properly here. This is bad practice then. If you go for a manual schema creation and all. Can you proceed for one or but it basically should be automated now. Basically, it is showing bad. What can we say here for this? Any other option not we have basically. Okay, let's go with the schema. Let's I can create this one. Check one by one. We have three database schema. No? Create this one, and we have a schema.
Instead of Windows authentication, connect
Mhm.
with the user in which we are migrating and provide the permissions to that. Or
Which
SA.
yes is the sysadmin. Na? It has all the rights. Na? So
Actually, you have
there is no
given
permission
SA.
here. Yeah, there is no permission issue here basically.
No, but if you are writing create table country, so it will try to write in SA
No, SA not
in
in S.
master.
No, master basically we have selected. Na? We have to just select the database name. Na? From the script side now we have just write choose the database name. Here it is selecting by default our database name demo. Okay,
Database name. Okay.
so
And
in
what is
that
world?
sorry,
What is world?
world is a schema. This is
World is
by
a
default
scheme.
in SQL Server is DBO. This is logical name basically. It's totally logical. Okay, see it is saying alter table. Yeah, see this using the schema name and then the table name. So we can do from backend for testing purpose. We can just create this here from here. Let's see. And yeah, and we can map synchronize. Yeah, see, command is perfect basically, but it is not saving in that data under database. No, that is a problem. Sorry, alter database SSMA internally and this one. Yeah, okay. Let's revalidate the synchronization. Okay, so this is all the country language. It's not validating. Validate. Sorry. Okay, about the all table See, now this, now we can go for data movement.
Okay.
Now select this table and then we can migrate the data. Okay, window authentication. No, because we have dropped that user. So let's pass the username here. Starting data migration. Uh-oh. After creating that successfully, not save the report, see this log. Output one table failed migration, no data migrate movement. Could not find table. It is not find the table basically from this tool. I don't know why. Anything else? It's not auto scaling. It's viewing only. Now,
Just check in Management Studio demo world city. Is it there?
yeah, we have just created here.
Demo. No, demo world city. The table name is world.city.
Yes, yes. See the schema name is DBO here, then customer detail, customers, department, and all. So before table name, any object name, we have a SQL by default adding DBO schema because when we create a user, na, it is added the default schema is DBO. We can create other schema and then we can map that one. It is not reading that file. Uh-oh. There's not any other option here, basically. Refresh databases. It is refresh all. And we can synchronize databases again. Yeah. Country is not synchronization completed here. Not an error. Data type and all. Vector refresh here to already. No. Oh, let's we can check later, I think, but what is pending from our side? Data migration is not successfully. We can check with other example, Postgres or maybe different. But the same situation, same step we have to follow basically. This is world and we are migrating data. Then we have a full permission and all. It is not finding that object here. Let me see. No, starting migration, not able to find this database.
Is it something about small case or capital case?
Here is a
Run
small or
it to
something.
small.
No, case sensitive is not required. I think maybe let's see. We can just change modify. Let's also we can check that, but this is not required basically. Security schema. We can just modify this or drop and recreate this. Okay, let's drop and recreate this schema. Okay,
Not let you drop it because
it is in
objects
use now basically. Let's okay,
can
let's
drop
drop.
without.
Mm.
First, drop the country language. It's a dependent object.
Sorry. Okay, done. Now it's about the schema. Let's create one schema with a small cases. By default, DB owner. Okay, and I have to recreate all the tables then. I think do from here. Can we refresh? No. Advanced option selection is what? This is called a schema. Yes.
You need to migrate it again.
Mhm. Let me check. We have three tables here. Okay. Let's select this one. Migrate a schema. Yeah, CT already is showing that, but yeah, we can overwrite all. Done. No error. Okay. Now after that, we have to go with the data conversion. The data, migrate data.
First, go there and see in view whether the tables are created.
Sorry, in error.
No, no, in Management Studio.
Let's see here.
First, the table should be created.
No, something wrong here. Why it is not writing a schema here, basically. Not able to understand this point of time. Not clicking.
What is the default schema? Sorry,
Default schema in SQL Server DBO.
and default user once you connect to SA account.
AC is a default user. The logging for the all the instance level permission and all instance level logging.
So once you connect via SA, it will try to write in which database?
It will write to data which we have a mapping there basically.
Okay, we have mapped there.
Yeah, this is demo because it's showing under that one. Na? We are not taking in the inside that this master and all. See, just we go where we have mapped that one. Na? We have mapped these databases DBO only. Sorry, demo only. It will go inside that demo. It's showing here. It is getting in under demo, but it is not committing the data on the disk basically. So
Because
something
this will
wrong
fail,
here.
then further that will also fail.
Sorry.
If this will fail, writing structure will fail, then migrating data will also fail.
Yeah, also failed. Yes. So I don't able to understand why it is getting failed. I'm not getting that error. Or we can see in event viewer if anything. Let's see if get anything here. Let's see application error. Hmm.
Looks like some problem while writing with a different
Yes.
schema. So can we check that later and let?
Yeah, I can check this one, but yeah, here I'm not. able to see this one. This is the time 11. That is older one. Okay. The order application and all.
So SQL Server agent is required for a remote, okay, for only for jobs, no? Nothing else.
Yes, it's only for jobs. That is not compulsory basically, but yeah, let's see. It is already, let's start this one first. Let's check. But I don't think so because this is not making any connection between servers. Because this error related to different one. The timing was different. 50. This is for scheduled job and all. Hmm. Okay, it is creating here, just showing that done, not ignoring anything. But when we go for the data migration, it is showing an error. But basically, it is not detecting that schema. Basically, why? DBO table. No. Let's let's me try today. Okay, and I think data center guy is adding the some nick for the failover clustering. Okay, so I'll test that today, and we can see that clustering tomorrow. I think so, and that's the topic basically. Totally bad day. Okay, and we deep dive in the profile and extended events and the basic query training and all. This is pending demo, and this is demo pending basically. Yeah. So let them finish that. They are adding that nick 2 for the heartbeat connection. Okay, and their storage, SAN storage. If I get the update, no, I will check today and we'll see tomorrow on the clustering part and HADR. Yeah, Gopal and Manu. Yeah,
Okay, okay, sir.
yeah. Thank you.